Hello ladies and gentlemen, Cyclo Starcraft back with Game 2 between Scarlett and Polt. Game 1 went 40 minutes, so if you stuck with me through that whole thing, totally appreciate it, but I think it was worth it. Crazy game on a crazy map. Now we're back on Acheron Wastes. Tried and true. Got Polt down here in the bottom right. Scarlett in the top left. Now, Scarlett's always been very solid, but ever since she went to Korea, I'm finding her play to be really polished. She's making great decisions. Her practice over there must clearly be paying off. She's doing really well against really tough Korean opponents. Case in point, Polt is no slouch. The guy's been on the scene for a long time here at the top levels. And I think the last game, the only reason he probably couldn't take that game, even though it went 40 minutes, is that he just didn't focus enough on macro. He built 3 command centers that whole game. 1 got sniped pretty quickly. So I don't know how he really expected to hold off against a Zerg opponent that was taking bases everywhere, even though I know that it's one of those things that, yeah, he was sniping hatcheries left and right to be able to take care of things and try to keep the macro even. But the Zerg's going to be expanding regardless. They need that production capacity, so unless you're good enough to snipe hatcheries on all sides of the map all the time, you have to keep expanding. So it was just kind of stubborn. It's very interesting to see. Are we going to be seeing a command center first? Looks likely. Probably build it as part of his wall up top. We're going to have a hatch first on this side. Pretty straightforward. Yes, it will be on the high ground. Been trying to mesh this in with my gameplay a little bit as well if I want to go for some early play. I just hate the feeling when you expand on the low ground and then somebody comes in with like a probe and just buggers around with you and it slows everything down. Doing this, just simpler to defend. Doesn't tax as much APM and it's much safer in case you go up against somebody with a much crazier opening. Super standard out of Scarlett here though. But I wasn't going to be expecting anything really different. I mean, she's good enough. She can mix in some different style plays if she wanted to go for something cheesy. But in this case, I don't think it was necessary. Scout's going to be heading out now from Polt. Just going to go and check and see if there is anything crazy. Gas is just being taken on this side, and that might just be for her to be able to get out some speed, deal with any early Reapers. But if we see from our Terran opponent, he's not even gotten gas because of the early expansion. So she's not going to have to worry about speed ultra fast because of that. She doesn't appear to be doing any scouting of her own. You see that the Overlord path for this first Overlord's gone along to the south. I've been seeing a lot more Terrans getting used to the scouting path of Zergs, making 1 or 2 quick Marines to go and start sniping Overlords off. Very worthwhile if you can do it, just because essentially you have the opportunity to really supply block your opponent, and that 100 minerals at the beginning of a game is really needed to be able to get out more workers, more queens, things like that. And that's going to generally be your first sacrifice as a Zerg player if you get supply blocked as your queens, because it takes that extra supply to be able to do that. So pretty safe standard opening here. To have the bunker down, the 1 Marine, 2nd Marine coming in. The Overlords are in place now. Doesn't lose that last Zergling, which is good. Almost got that SCV. Would have been an okay move to take it out, but you don't want to throw away your map control with these lings. Speed is on the way now. Inject's hitting. No creep just yet because she wants to power out more economy. And a fast 2nd gas. Maybe we're going to 3rd and 4th gas. Now this, I gotta see. Recognizing this early expand. Did a Overlord get in? I think it did. Let's just check and see what she has seen. She has seen the expansion. Alright, that's because my observers, I'm on the wrong one. Where's Scarlett? There you are. No, she hasn't seen the expansion yet either. I'm sure she can assume that that's the case. Or if she's like me and sees these mules flying from outer space, she'll know that it's there. So it looks like she's going to go for some super roach bust, super baneling attack, or maybe go up to a fast lair for swarm hosts or mutas. The problem with going for a super fast 2-base muta push is that you don't have enough resources to get out more than maybe 5 or 6 mutas. And if the opponent is going for this fast of an expansion, generally they are very mineral focused and have a lot of marines. Now we can see in the case of this that we don't have a lot of marines out yet, because Polt wants to get map control with his Hellions. Zergling speed is finished, so we shouldn't see too many of these get lost. Get those home. So the goal here out of Polt is to safely get up a upgrade advantage and then move into some form of heavier bio. Stim has also started along with 1-1. So she's going to be going for some pretty big timings here with maybe Marauder Hellion, and it should be able to do quite a bit of damage if she's not careful. Creep spread's going well. Big pile of Zerglings just popped, and it is going to be 2-base muta. Quite strange. We'll see how well it works. I mean, she might just have fluked out a complete build order counter against what Polt is doing if he continues to go for Hellions and Marauders. We still see a mix of Marines in there as well. So let's see what kind of damage they'll get done. The reason why I think it's not that good is you can always just pull away your workers, and mutas aren't going to be able to kill off a command center, and a handful of well upgraded Marines will generally toast through most things. Doesn't look like Polt got off too many shots on those Zerglings. Not many of them died, most of them are green. So he's got to be very careful getting near the creep, that he doesn't get surrounded and lose those, because these are very important from keeping the map control as he moves into more units here. I like coffee. Coffee. Widow Mines are also a pretty good counter to mutas, in case you guys didn't. Oh, wow. Crappy move there from Polt. He did get caught. The Overlord gives Scarlett the division she needs. Oh. Looks like she's gonna wait for the Overseer before she comes in. Nope, there she goes. Fast lift. And we'll get the Widow Mine before taking off. That's cool. Slowing it down. Denying this fast third move. 12 mutas! Man, was I wrong. I thought she was only going to be able to get out a handful, like 5 or 6. Obviously, she knows best. She's polished this build out. 12 mutas is pretty frightening. Where did the scan go down? Oh, so sees the third base, probably is not going to be expecting this big pile of mutas coming out. There's nothing in place there to defend right now. There's not many Marines here. They are upgraded though. Looks like got one muta. Did snipe off that mine before it was able to burrow. This just caught Polt so off guard. Oh, yeah, she got both mines as well. That's kind of funny. Barcode was victorious. Great game out of Scarlett. Just a really interesting build. If Polt saw that coming, he'd probably been able to have plenty of defenses to deal with it. Sneaky little play. I think, oh, even there was going to be a bust behind that as well after losing all those units. So, tight build from Scarlett. That was a great game. If I was good enough, I would copy that build, but I'm not. So if anybody watching this is really good at Zerg, try this build out. That was fantastic. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Best of 3 series goes to Scarlett. We're moving on to the next one.